and so callous because they turned a blessing into a curse and left the country poorer, divided, confederated, undemocratic, and far behind in the relay run. The challenge is ours to give the future generation a better day than we were given. The challenge is ours to give the future generation a safer, a richer, and a more democratic Liberia than we inherited. Our generation of Liberians must learn a good lesson from Norway, from Botswana and other resource-rich countries that have taken the proper steps to make the resources to work for them, not against them. To make them to smile, not to cry. The presence of oil and other natural resources in Liberia is the Almighty's gift to us. Good management of these divine gifts will be our gift to ourselves and the future generation. We should never forget that there is no automaticity between being endowed with natural resources and being prosperous, as the road between the possession of natural resources and the prosperity of a nation can sometimes be a long, mirage-laden highway. Fellow compatriots, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this post-oil discovery era has raised the stakes in many areas in our country, especially in our politics. Just as the economics of a state affect its politics, so too does the politics of a state affect its economics. The quality of our political decision going forward will have a greater impact on our development, our peace, as well as our international image. Therefore, if we must embrace a bright, not a bleak, economic and political future, we must make bright, not dull political decisions. We must make nationalistic, not sensationalistic, and hysterical political decisions. We should, I stress, we should turn to our hands. Whenever we enter a voting booth or X, we will make our country to turn on its head. In this post-discovery era, whenever we are offered a ballot paper with the pictures and names of candidates, we should realize that there is a picture and a name that is invisible but always present on the ballot. That is the picture and the name of Mama Liberia. So let's vote more. So let us vote more for Mama Liberia, less for any individual whose picture we see beckoning to us on the ballot. Our votes will lead to a boom, or our votes will equally lead to a bust. We should remember, just as we have much to gain when we make good political decisions, we have much to lose when we make wrong political decisions, whether it involves the capital building or the executive mansion. Fellow compatriots, in order to embrace a brighter economic and political future, we need to work seriously on our psychology as Liberians. One of the many challenges we face is a huge deficit in our appreciation of our worth as a people in a country. A huge deficit in our love for country. Ironically, we have a huge surplus in mistrust, in prejudice, and in our cynicism and contempt for ourselves and our country. It's often said that if you ask a group of West Africans a set of questions that relate to their appreciation or perception of the goings on in their respective countries, the individual who will put forth the most negative answer will come from Liberia. Why are we too cynical about ourselves and our country? Why do we only see the worst in us and always the best in others? As a result, we market ourselves and our country badly. Let us unshackle ourselves from this mental disability and extreme myopia that have the propensity to make us to take defeatist postures, to accept that being perpetually behind in the relay run is the fate we should embrace. This psychology of mediocrity makes us to settle too soon for C when we could work for an A or B. It makes us to be overly content with a B when applying just a little more strength in our legs will make us to earn A in our portion of the relay run. Mr. President, members of the Liberian organizations in the United Kingdom, please accept my unreserved and sincere thanks for affording me these few minutes to share my humble thoughts on how we as a people can navigate to a prosperous future. I thank you for conglomerating in an organization that not only focuses on the well-being of its members in the United Kingdom, but also on the welfare of a country called Liberia in West Africa. That you could take time off, to observe the 165th independence anniversary of Liberia in faraway Europe, attests to the fact that while you may be far away from your country physically, you are not far emotionally. I hope that you will be hosting other events in the intervening period from 1 July 26 to the next, so that you impact more positively on the progress of our dear country. By being in the diaspora, especially in a developed country like the UK, you should commit to advance yourself professionally and otherwise, so that one day you can get back to your lane of utility. Bring investment, bring expertise, and bring good and realistic suggestions. Not the armchair, utopian, simplistic suggestion that some of our compatriots in the diaspora have a form of uploading to cyberspace. Being abroad has made you to be exposed to the good, the bad, and the ugly of modern societies. Remember, whenever you intend to come to Liberia, please try to leave the bad and ugly behind and hit your engagement of all efforts and come with the good so that you could have, not hurt, the poor man you are dear Liberia. However, no matter who you are and what you do, remember that Liberia, like an ever-caring mother, still loves you. Because while you may be deported from the UK, Liberia is the only country on earth that cannot deport you. We at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs are taking actions within the ambit of our limited resources to capacitate our embassies across the world, including our embassy in the UK, so that they can be more responsive to the needs of Liberians in the diaspora. Accordingly, I'm pleased to announce that we have begun the issuance of Liberian passports to Liberians in the US and will begin to issue passports to Liberians in the UK and adjoining countries, hopefully in the next few weeks. Hopefully in the next few weeks after the passage of the national budget. And the passport will be issued at the Liberian Embassy near London. We will be taking similar actions in other locations in Europe, Africa, Asia, other parts of the world. Fellow compatriots, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before I recede to my seat, let me urge all of us, Liberians in Liberia, Liberians in the diaspora, Liberians in the government, and Liberians out of the government, Liberians in the church, and Liberians in the mosques, Liberians in Kulam district, and Liberians in Potopo district. Yes, let us all sign individual and collective contracts with our country and its future economic and political purpose. Committing never to stab our country in the back, committing to shrug off prejudices and stereotypes, committing never to make our brothers to inhale carbon monoxide just because we have the opportunity to inhale carbon dioxide, committing to manage our resources and ourselves well, but above all, committing to increase the tempo of our run so that when we turn the baton to the future generation, we will have indeed made it easier for them to make the dash to the finish line. Thank you very much for this video.
You know what you do? You condemn me. When I'm going to take what I say, so that me or looking at you, I so you condemn me like this. Because you won't never with me,